Hey scholars, I hope you're having a wonderful day. I am here with you to work on Module 6, Lesson 4, Fluency and Application Problems. So for Fluency, there's a few materials that you need, but they are totally optional, which means if you have them around the house, you can use them, but if not, that is perfectly fine. So the first thing that you will need is a sheet protector. You'll use this sheet protector to help you make your own personal whiteboard. Now, once you have your sheet protector, you'll also need this template right here that you probably used yesterday, which is page 13 in your math packet. And then a dry erase marker, just so you can reuse your personal whiteboard if you would like. If you do not have these materials, that is perfectly fine. You'll be okay with just paper and pencil. So now that we have our new materials gathered, you can just go ahead and put those to the side if you have them, and you just need that paper and pencil for our application problem. So let's go ahead and get started. Here is our application problem for today. It says Tamara has 14 goldfish. Darnell has 8 goldfish. How many fewer goldfish does Darnell have than Tamara? We will still use our cube strategy for our application problem. Before we solve, I am going to give you 1 minute to go ahead and do C, U, and D in our strategy. So that means you need to circle key numbers and labels, underline your questions, and box keywords. So I'm going to give you 1 minute on our timer starting now. You have a few seconds to go ahead and finish whatever you started. All right, if you did not finish, that is perfectly fine. We're gonna go over it together. So, in our word problem, what key numbers or labels did you circle? Great, so you should circle 14 goldfish as well as 8 goldfish. What else? Then there's also Tamara and Darnell. But don't forget to do something that is really important. How many goldfish does Tamara have? She has 14. And it's really important to draw our arrow from Tamara to 14, just so we can quickly see how many goldfish she has, just in case we forget. Then how many does Darnell have? He has 8. So don't forget to draw an arrow from Darnell to 8 goldfish as well. If you have that correct, go ahead and check off C. Now, have to underline my question. What's my question? All right, great job. I think you guys are becoming a pro at this. It is, how many fewer goldfish does Darnell have than Tamara? Go ahead and check off you. And now we need to box our keywords. What are our keywords in our word problem? If you said how many fewer and then also box the word than, go ahead and give yourself some shine because you did a great job and you are correct. And what does that tell you to do? It tells you that you are subtracting. So don't forget to write your minus sign and circle it because we are comparing how many goldfish Tamara has and how many goldfish Darnell has. So now that we've done that, go ahead, box your B. I'm going to give you a few seconds to evaluate or think about what you know in order to solve for our problem. Okay, once you have done that, go ahead and check that off. And now we just need to solve. For this one, we're going to solve it together because I want to show you a quick way that we can do our drawing without having to draw out 14 goldfish. So, one thing I know are my labels, which will be T for Tamara, D for Darnell. Now, one quick way I can show how many goldfish that they have is I know that Darnell has 8 goldfish. So I'm going to do a little box right here, kind of like similar to what we do for our tape diagram. Then I'm going to write the number 8, and I'm going to put G just to be sure that I know that the G stands for goldfish. Tamara. Now, one thing I do know is I know she has 14 goldfish because it tells me right here my problem. But I also want to compare the difference or how many fewer Darnell has than Tamara. So if I look at 14, I know that one is larger than 8. So one thing I know for sure is that Tamara has 8 goldfish. So go ahead and draw a box that's about the same size as Darnell's. And now to help me find the difference between the two, I can count on starting from 8 to 14 just so I can find out how many she has. So there's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and then there's 14. So what will I write in my box right here? I would do 6 because to get to 14, you have to add 6 more to 8. So and then I'm going to do my arms for my tape diagram and write 14G for 14 goldfish because I know that's how many Tamara has. If you just want to draw one big box and write 14G for 14 goldfish, that is good as well. But then you'll have to solve for the difference. Okay, so now by looking at my picture, I know the difference between this. So I can do my number sentence as, how many does she have again? 14 minus 8, because I know he has 8, and that will equal 6 goldfish. Go ahead and box that. And I can double check that because I know that she has 14 goldfish altogether. So I subtract 8. So if I take this away, how many does she have left? She has 6. So that means he has 6 fewer than Tamara. So now that I've figured that out, the empty spot can go for fewer. So that means he doesn't have them there. Now I figure that out. What can I write for my statement to answer how many fewer goldfish does Darnell have than Tamara? I can say Darnell has, what number will go next? 6. I want to use my keyword fewer. And then 6 fewer, like what? Goldfish. And then always in your sentence with a period. And that's all for our application problem. So now we are going to get ready for our fluency practice. Now, remember, for those materials that you have, such as your template and your personal not your personal whiteboard, but your sheet protector, you can take that out if you have it. If you do not, that is a-okay. For this practice, what I'm going to do is I am going to give you a clue about a number that I am thinking of in my head. It will sound like this. I have a digit in the 10th place. The digit in the 10th place is 2. And then the digit in the 1st place is 1. What is the number I'm thinking of in my head? If I have a digit in the 10th place, that's 2. And then a digit in the 1st place, that is the number 1. If you do not know, think about this. What's the value of the 2 in my number? It would be 20. And then what's the value of 1 in my number? It's 1. If you have your template in front of us, if I already said I have 2 10s, you can write the 2 in the 10s place. And how many 1s do I have? 1. So that means my number is 21. If you wanted to, you could have drew a quick 10. So I have 2 10s. And then I have 1, 1. So then you can go 20, count on 21. And that's your answer. Now I want you to do the next one. I'm thinking of a number, and I have the digit 2 in the 1s place, and the digit 1 in the 10s place. What number do I have in my head? The digit 2 in the 1s place, and the digit 1 in the 10s place. What's my number? Now, if you said 21, that's not correct, because I said I have 2 1s, or 2 in my 1s place. Now, I tried to trick you by giving you the 1s first. So I have 2 in my 1s, and I have 1 10. What's my number? It will be 12. And I know that if I draw my picture here, and I can say 10, 11, 12. We're going to try a few more on your own. If you have to, you can use like a piece of tissue or anything to erase it. And here's the next one. I have the digit 4 in my 10s place and 5 in my 1s place. I have the digit 4 in my 10s place, 5 in my 1s place. What number am I thinking of? If you said 45, you are correct, because I have 4 10s and 5 1s. And that makes 45. Now let's get ready for the next one. If you want to erase that, you can, but we have a new one right here. What if I have 5 1s and 3 10s? What if I have 5 1s, 3 10s? What's my number? 35 because I said I have 5 ones, and then I have 3 tens. Let's try one more together. I have 2 ones and 9 tens. I have 2 ones and 9 tens. What's my answer? It's 92 because I said I had 2 ones and 9 tens. And it'll be 92. All right, so that was a quick practice for us today. I hope you enjoyed the application problem along with our fluency practice. And I will see you again tomorrow. Have a nice day.